Ladies and gentlemen, you are watching yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. It's Tuesday night, and you know what that means. It's time for your WWE NXT Event Center report. And now here is the man to bring you that report, Mr. Eric M. Lima.
Thank you very much, Mr. Announcer, sir. Hello there, everyone. Welcome to yet another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans, 1977. August 20, 2024, 10:36 p.m. I just finished watching NXT over a half an hour ago. We're going to be talking about that as No Mercy is around the corner. Episode 1621, I believe. And it's 1621? Yes, 1621 of the show. And let's get right to it. As you know, the women from the Gauntlet Eliminating Match entered the PC via the parking lot. And you know how dangerous the NXT parking lot is, because Carmen Petrovich, one of the competitors, was attacked by Izzy Dane. They had then a little bit more on that situation as Chase U, the new NXT Tag Team Champions, and Ridge Holland and Andre Chase had a championship celebration, and they said, hey, we doubted you, but you believed it, and so they were giving a lot of love to Ridge Holland, that's for sure. But Nathan Frazier and Axiom interrupts Chase U and challenges him for a rematch for the titles, and then Ridge Holland stood up for Chase U, but then Duke Hudson and Ronnie Osborne says, hey, we'll take you on. If you beat us, maybe you get a tag team title shot. So Nathan Frazier and Axiom says, okay, we accept. And then let's go back to the Carmen Petrovich in the parking lot situation. As Abel was talking to Mr. Stone, Steve Turner, while that's going on, Kelani Jordan was looking for something. We don't know what, we'll find out. Carmen Petrovich is out of the match according to Ava. He says they'll find someone to replace her. And Izzy Dame says, is it true she's out? And then do the right thing and put me in. But Ava says, I don't reward bad behavior. So replacing Petrovich in the Gauntlet eliminating match is none other than Brindley Reese. And it seems like Izzy Dame is not happy. Izzy Dame, here's the thing. You're learning too much from your new boyfriend. Izzy Dame and Braun Breaker are dating, by the way, which is really crazy, to say the least. And, you should have thought about attacking Carmen Petrovic before, because if you attack someone and you're not going to get in the match because of your treachery, you better not think about doing it. That's, and I think, So, I am lost now. So, anyways, yeah, Izzy Dame, don't attack anybody in the parking lot when you know you're not going to get rewarded for your bad behavior. So, yeah. So, Reese Kendall Gray and Ren Sinclair were talking about the Gauntlet match. And when women's action, also, as Lola Vice took on Wendy Chu. And during the match of Keilani Jordan, finally he got involved to go after Chu, but Lola Vice accidentally backfisted her while the referee was checking on Keilani Jordan, and Lola Vice was concerned. Wendy Chu grabbed a black pillow, waffled, and knocked out Lola Vice with him. Like, wait a minute, that thing is too soft. How do you knock someone's lights out with that? So, anyways, 3 count later, Wendy Chu ended up winning the matchup. But then Jordan challenges Wendy Chu. Goes, you going to steal my title? How about you earn it? You and me for the title, women's North American title, and No Mercy. And Wendy Chu nods her head. And then when Keilani Jordan says, "Now give me back my belt," those two ladies brawled, and then they retrieved the. She retrieved the Women's North American title, was hiding inside the pillow, and it was loaded with the title. That's how Lola Vice got knocked out. Kelly Kincaid interviewed Wesley, and while Sarah Schreiber interviewed Joe Hendry, Wesley says he's going to win the matchup and everything else. Joe Hendry says, I know during my time at TNA, I know Trey and I know Zach, and what he did to them was pretty disgusting. And Joe Hendry declared that he will win the triple threat match to become the #1 contender to the NXT title held by All Ego Ethan Page. JCJ and Fallon Henley were complaining about all these young ladies from the roster, next in line athletes and all that, taking up their spot, and they said they're going to do something about it. But they said one person did listen to them, and that is none other than Jasmine Nix. So the three of us are now declaring themselves Fatal Influence. That's the new name of the group. If it thinks it makes you sick, you can change it to Fatal Influenza. Anyways, Fatal Influence will be the name. And the Women's Gauntlet Eliminator matchup, as you know, Roxanne Perez was watching the matchup. The number one contender will face her at No Mercy for the championship. And to start out with Sol Ruca versus Ren Sinclair, and then Adriana Rizzo got involved in the action. And Adriana Rizzo got pinned by Sol Ruca, was eliminated in the matchup. Then after Rizzo, Brindley Reese got involved, coming out as entry number 4. Then it was Kendall Grant, entry number 5, and then Jada Parker bringing up the rear at number 6. And during the matchup, Kendall Gray was eliminated. Then Ren Sinclair, Brindley Reese was eliminated. Then Kendall Gray was eliminated. Ren Sinclair was eliminated. Now it's down between Sol Ruca and Jada Parker. The last woman left. Jada Parker came out. Her and Sol Ruca went crazy. But in the end, Jada Parker ended up winning the matchup and will challenge Roxanne Perez for the NXT Women's Championship. Sarah Schreiber did interview Parker after the matchup, and Roxanne Perez heeded a word of everything that what Parker had to say. Kelly Kincaid interviewed Ethan Page about about the main event. Pete Dunne interrupts Page, and their typical Walker. I should say typical Ethan Page starts running his mouth, making fun of him, and then Page just walks away. Meanwhile, more tag team action as Hank Walker and Tech Ledger took on the Good Brothers, Carl Anderson and Luke Gallows, and Hank and Tank picked up the victory, a huge victory over the Good Brothers. And as the rest of the men's locker room celebrated with them, and then the Good Brothers went to go after them, and then the rest of the men's locker room stood to protect Walker and Ledger. Meanwhile, Sean Spears interviewed about Brooks Jensen, and then Idris Nofe and Malik Blade accused him, accusing him of brainwashing Brooks Jensen. They brawled with Spears, jumping Spears. Everybody went to go check on Spears, including Brooks Jensen. So I think Brooks Jensen will probably look for a little bit of payback next week. No quarter catch crew. They cut a promo on getting the Heritage Cup Championship back. Although Ren Sinclair keeps on running her mouth a little bit. Obafemi interrupts No Quarter Catch crew. Said, "Hey, I'll take you on, but I'll add a Heritage Cup to it." But then the family got involved, and they interrupted Obafemi, but then it turned into the D'Angelo family and the No Quarter Catch crew brawling, while Femi and D'Angelo brawl, with D'Angelo getting the upper hand, surprisingly, on the meanest dude in NXT in Obafemi. Ashante the Adonis is in the back talking to three ladies before his matchup, and then they noticed Dion Lennox. They go and talk to him, and Ashante the Adonis was not happy. Meanwhile, Javon Evans was cheering on Lennox. Sinclair asked Evans to watch the cup, so it was a fine. Gallus harasses Evans about the cup and everything else, and Cedric Alexander steps in to watch Evans' back. Dion Lennon one-on-one with Ashante the Adonis, and Ashante the Adonis ended up winning that matchup. Lexis King gets someone to polish his throne, while Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson were talking about Noam Dar, what happened last week and a couple weeks ago and all. But then Lexis King interrupts the ladies, and they're like, "Oh, you're a jerk," and all that. And then Oro Mensah showed up to talk to them, saying, "I'll let you down." I said, "Don't worry about it. Right now, it's just us. We stick together, and then we'll money." So, because I think Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson will complain about fatal influence, and that leads to a tag team matchup next week, as JC Jane and Fallon Henley take on the team of Ethan Page and Lash Legend and Jakara Jackson. Excuse me. Speaking of Ethan Page, he joins on commentary. Check out his new theme song. It's called "With a Smile" on the WWE's YouTube channel, I believe, on the WWE's Music YouTube channel. Triple threat match between Wesley, Pete Dunne, and Joe Hendry. And a couple of times Joe Hendry tried to attempt to make a close pin after hitting the maneuver on his opponents. And Ethan Page stopped the referee's counts. It was between a triple threat match between Wesley, Pete Dunne, and Joe Hendry. And then Trick Williams got involved during the matchup, hit the trick knee, and that gave Joe Hendry an opportunity to capitalize on the situation. He did. He ended up winning the matchup. So it will be All Ego Ethan Page versus Joe Hendry. Now it's an international flavor, it's an interpromotional flavor, let me tell you. Trick Williams, let me see. Zachary Wentz decided to brawl with Lex, with Wesley after the matchup. You know, those two are going to go at it, no mercy. I got a feeling that match is going to happen. So, that's it. That's all the time we have on the show. Episode 1621 of Eric Lima Shenanigans 1977. Another episode of NXT is in the books. We're going towards No Mercy. We'll see you guys later. You guys have a wonderful day. And until the next episode comes rolling around, Mr. Announcer, take us home.
That is all for today's episode. This is your announcer speaking for Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. A Big Beefy E, door for Bob Saget Productions, and in association with a Raven Bofa Telepictures and Distribution. Thank you for watching today's episode. Tune in next time for another episode of Eric Lima Shenanigans of 1977. Goodbye for now.